Hey guys, if you're new here, my name is Sam and I make videos about makeup, chronic illness, and whatever I want. There was a pause there for some reason. Today I'm doing part 2 to my Labo testing. I took a week off last week because I was not feeling well at all, and that's the joy of chronic illnesses. So today I'm going to go over me testing these fragrances on my skin. So for the skin testing, I did one spray on my forearm with no lotion. Lotion can impact how long the scent stays, but I didn't want to potentially trap a scent I didn't like on my skin. So that could have influenced how long certain things stayed. I also want to preface this with, I saw many reviews and my experience, this was also accurate, that the little spritzers, do I have one here? Yeah. The little tester bottles are not very good. They're inconsistent, they don't spray directly, sometimes they don't spray at all, and I don't feel like the amount of product that comes out was quite enough with one spray. So at the end, I'm going to go over this a little more, but first I want to insert me testing every day which fragrance, my first impressions, any notes I have throughout the day. There were some days that I did not update, or there was one day I straight up forgot to film it because I really didn't feel well. I wanted to include my very first thoughts when I tried them on my skin, as well as how I thought they wore throughout the day, if the scent changed, etc. And then when that's all done, you'll see me back here where I will give my final rankings compared to my initial rankings and some details about each scent. And I'll wrap it up with if I think Labo is worth the purchase or not. So let's just dive right into my daily reviews. The lighting is terrible and I'm late in the day. It's like 2 o'clock. I have been putting off spraying this perfume because I decided to test the butt oil perfume. So we're going to do that. I'm going to spray it on one arm because these are incredibly potent. Like, this room still smells like perfume. So I'm going to ruin my day. Okay. It's actually like a little better, but it is on my arm. It's much like when I spray it on the paper. It smells like Carmex as it dries down. Still powdery, but like not as diapery. So I'm curious how this will wear. I'll check in like 2 hours or so to see like how it's changed, because I noticed even on the papers yesterday the scent was changing as time went on. So we'll check in around 4 o'clock. So this is many hours later. Like, it's 9:30, so like 7 hours. I got really tired and didn't feel like going to get my camera to update. It actually wasn't repulsive. I have a note here from when I wanted to check in at the 4-hour mark. I said, it just smells like powdery vanilla. Not terrible, but doesn't smell flattering on me at all, but a lot better than the paper test. So I just took a shower, as you can tell, and when I got in there, it was very warm, very vanilla-y, but still quite powdery. So it's not as offensive as it was yesterday with my reaction, but it still just didn't smell good on me. Tomorrow we are testing another perfume. Obviously I'm testing one every day until I run out, and we'll see if this one stays at the very bottom or not. See you tomorrow. I'm out of breath because I put on lotion. One more thing before I forget. Washing my arm a couple of times with 2 different types of soap did not remove the lingering scent. So I think I'm gonna have to like alternate arms. Like, did the left today, so I'll have to do the right tomorrow, and hopefully the scent will be gone by the time I get back to this arm on Friday. So The smell wasn't strong lingering, but it definitely lasts on your skin. So that's something. Okay, now I'll see you tomorrow. Hello. I'm late today. It's like 1 o'clock, almost. I fell down a TikTok rabbit hole of ranking terrible Christian movies and I lost track of time. So today I'm testing the Noir 29. Like I said, we're going to spray it on this other arm. So we're not going to wear my watch today. Because I don't want my watch to smell if this like smells bad, but it'll also interfere with like the other perfumes I'm gonna wear if it gets like stuck in the silicone. We're giving this a minute to like air out. I'm gonna have to turn the fan on. This is like potent stuff. I'm used to Jo Malone, which is like pretty light. Maybe it's like patchouli kind of. I don't know. But right now it's kind of spicy and like earthy. It's not terrible. I'm still not a fan. Like as of this moment, I wouldn't buy it. These are so expensive that it's like I would be very particular on what ones I would purchase. And as of this moment, I don't hate this one, but not a huge fan. So we'll check in whenever I remember to check in. I will be taking notes on my phone if I forget to check in a few hours, and I will let you know how this one wears through the day. Okay, so I'm laying here and realize like why this one is so much stronger than the other one is like I think the number after the thing matters, if I'm remembering. Like it tells you kind of how strong it is. So like the oil was an 18 and this one's a 29, so like it's gonna be stronger. And you know, like the one that's like 46 or like 33 or whatever, I think those are all going to be stronger because I think that's like the amount of essences in them. Or I'm making things up. I don't know. See you later. Okay, it's 3:30, so it's been like 2.5 hours. It's less potent than it was, but I actually really don't like the scent. It has like this really strong, almost like medicinal menthol-y kind of thing, and kind of like makes your nose tingle and burn. I don't know if it'd be like that on everyone, but that's how it is on me. So it's also kind of irritating my lungs because of like the menthol-y type smell, which is an asthma irritant. So I'm going to actually wash it off now. And well, I can't fully wash it off like I mentioned yesterday, but I can wash some of it off. And this is, the scent of this is better than yesterday's, but like I like it less, if that makes sense. So I'm not sure where it's going to fall in the rankings. You will find out at the end when I rank them all for sure. But yeah, not cool. Okay, it's day 3 and we have this Fleur d'Oranger or whatever. So you're back to the right arm. This one still kind of smells like that one from yesterday, but not as bad, thankfully. So this one, at least right now, smells very nice. Hopefully I'm out of the woods with the gross ones, but we will see. I'll check in a couple hours with how it's drying down. Okay, perfume update. It's actually kind of weird. Like, I don't know if I'm like going nose blind to it, but like I don't really smell it at all anymore. What I do smell smells very good. It's like mildly floral, but like citrusy floral. It's very pretty and light, but like I can barely smell it at all. So it doesn't have amazing staying power as I've only had it on for like 4 hours. So that I might have to take a couple points off for that. Okay, so my retainer's in, so I'm gonna be lispy a little bit. I have Vetiver something today. Vetiver 46. It's very woodsy. Right now leaning like more masculine, but I do like how this smells right now. Like it smells like literal woods, not like wood scent. It literally smells like you're outside. So like that's cool. Okay, I don't think I did a final check-in, I don't remember, but yesterday's perfume was nice. You'll hear about this at the end where I rank them all, but today's perfume is Bergamot 22. It's late in the day because I didn't feel well this morning, so it smells very nice, very clean, like warm florals. Okay, I'll do a check-in in a little while. Hopefully it's all up from here with testing these perfumes, but yeah. So I haven't updated this last 2 days because I was busy and forgot, but I did test the perfume. So I'm going to start with Jasmine 17. I have notes written. Very clean, light, warm with some lemon, or maybe jasmine smells like citrus, I don't know. Also, oddly smells like corn taco shells. It did for a little bit. But it somehow works. We'll see how that goes. 5 hours later. Smells still very nice. However, it's barely noticeable unless you're right on my skin. My mom said she could smell it, but it was light, so I might just be nose blind. I really enjoy the scent as it settled into a nice, warm, and clean smell. Can't really give more than that. Doesn't smell like a typical floral at all, but I like that. Sorry if you can hear mango chirping. I didn't write notes for the rose one, which I wore yesterday. It smelled beautiful. It was like a warm rose that smelled like, I mentioned in my samples, like actual roses, not rose scent. It smelled like actual roses. And it wore beautifully throughout the day, but by the end of the day, you couldn't smell a single trace of it on my skin. Today's test is Ambra 9, which I remember really liking. So I'm going to grab that. It smells very interesting on my skin. Kind of smells like a tree. Not in a bad way, but it's like a plant. It doesn't smell like anything else. At least not yet. There's no like warmth, there's no nothing. What is Ambra 9 supposed to be? Because it just smells like a plant to me. The only musky scent made by nature itself. All it claims is that it's supposed to be fresh and soft, citrus and fruit with this natural musk. So, and it's very, very light, and I'm not liking it as much as I thought I would. So I'll check back in. Okay, I figured out what it smells like. I sprayed it again and I like cleared my nose out. I'm sure you can hear that. It smells like plants and baby shampoo, but very specifically the yellow bottle of Johnson & Johnson's baby shampoo. I'm not sure why I ranked this one so high. Like on the paper, I really liked it, and this does not, I don't care for this at all. So I missed today again. I never checked in about the other one, the one before yesterday, which was the Ambra 9, I believe. It continued to smell like shampoo. So yeah, nah, not really a fan. And then yesterday's was Tonka 25, which smelled really nice. It actually smelled like the inside of a Lush, if you're familiar. Let's read what else I wrote. If you haven't been into a Lush, it's a warm scent, tiny bit of spice, and dark, kind of hearty. It dried down to a nice woody warm scent, continued to be dark, and it did last until I took my shower. And I also noted that it smells like something else, like another scent, like after a few hours it smells like another scent. I'm not sure if it's what I own or not, so I kind of got to sniff around. You'll get that in my final thoughts. Mango is very chirpy today. And today's the last one, the one we have all been anticipating. Santel 33. I haven't been feeling well, so like that's why I'm all over the place. I got my depot yesterday, so this smells as good as I was hoping on me. Like strong leather, a tiny bit of tobacco, super warm, super nice. The leather with the freshness almost gives you like a warm cucumber, but I think that's just my nose. I think it's just like a very strong leather, and it's like real leather. So we'll see how this goes on throughout the day. It is very unique. I was worried on the paper because it smelled similar to this Jo Malone one that I have, but on me it doesn't smell anything like that. It's very unique. So I'll attempt to check back soon. Just a quick little update the next day. I can actually still smell it. So this one has one of the better wear times of all the ones I've tried, which is pretty nice. It ended up drying down to be like a nice, like creamy, woody, leathery scent. I just figured I'd update that while I'm thinking about it before I go take a shower, so yeah. Okay, now that you've seen what I thought about each perfume as I was wearing it, let's break down my rankings. So I will place both of these on the screen. I will have my original rankings here, which, did I keep them written down? Yes, okay. My original rankings will go right here, and they were ranked from least liked on the paper to most liked. Now, my new rankings, I realized I don't want to show you. We're gonna go over them one by one, and I do have written what the original number was and then what the new number one is. And then at the end, I will show you them side by side and we'll go over what moved rankings where. Okay, so my original number 10 was Labdanum, I think that's how you say it, Labdanum 18. My new number 10 is the Noir 29. So I have my original notes here, which I might have also said in the little snippets you saw, but we're just going to go over what I said and a little bit more in detail. So I said it was very strong, like very spicy. Around the 2.5 hour mark, it's very medicinal smelling, and it makes your nose kind of tingle as if it was like a menthol. It irritated my lungs, so I washed it off. I used Dawn in a mixture of the perfume, and Dawn smells literally like a hospital, ew. And I rated it a 2.5 out of 10. And then we have Eric's notes that says, it smells like someone sanitized a pack of Newports. If you aren't familiar, Newports are a menthol cigarette. So this is clearly not a winner from either of us. I don't honestly, I want to say I feel like this wouldn't smell good on anyone, but I have seen quite a few people say this is their favorite scent from the Labo, so it just clearly did not work well on my body chemistry at all. As you can see, this only moved one spot, so like things didn't change too much. I already didn't like it very much on the paper, so. There's this website called, I just spit, I'm sorry if you saw that. A website called Fragrantica, sort of like an encyclopedia, I think. And it tells you like the notes, and it breaks it down into like what the top notes are and middle notes, etc. And so I went there to help me describe some of the scents, because I am not very good at it, like very spicy. Wasn't helpful, so I thought this website would be helpful. So it says the top note is woody, the second is fresh, spicy, and the third is sweet. I didn't personally get any sweet, but I clearly got the like spicy, very spicy, except for I didn't think it was like good spicy. But I did read some of the comments on that website, and people said it was like bay leaf and fig, And I believe I'm determining that bay leaf just does not smell very good on me, as I've had some bad interactions with it. Moving on. Number 9. My original number 9 was the Noir 29. And my new number 9 is Labdanum 18. So these guys just switched spots. My notes are, it's less repulsive than it was yesterday when I tested on the paper, but I'm still not a fan. It's a hair, the thinnest hair, less powdery and more warm, with maybe a bit of vanilla. At hour 4.5, it now just smells like powdery vanilla. It's not terrible, but it doesn't smell flattering on me. It is for sure better than the paper test. I gave it a 3 out of 10. The fragrant, the website I just talked about, I'm not going to keep doing this to myself, has it marked as amber and musky as the top notes. Vanilla and woody are in equal second, and then powdery. For me, it just went straight to powder on both my skin and the paper. Moving on, number 8. My original number 8 was Fleur d'Oranger 27. My new number 8 is Ambra 9. And if you remember the little thing, Ambra took quite a tumble in this test. It was pretty high up on my ranking on the paper test. So this one kind of surprised me. I have it as, it smells like plants and Johnson & Johnson's yellow baby shampoo on me, which is very surprising because it doesn't smell like that on paper. So I guess my body chemistry just has changed it to a different scent. Throughout the day, it continued to smell like baby shampoo, even stronger. It's not bad, but this isn't what I want to smell like, so 5 out of 10. The notes from the website are musky, fruity, floral. So I guess the musk and floral combined make Johnson & Johnson's. I'm not sure. All I know is I was not a fan of this at all. Number 7. My original number 7 was a Vetiver 46. My new number 7 is Bergamot 22. My notes are, smells nice, but it smells exactly like Armani Aqua for women. So if you want to smell like that, just save some money and get Armani. Now, I could be wrong now, and it could actually be a Dolce & Gabbana one. But I remember it's something I've smelled before that was kind of like that designer mid-tier fragrance kind of thing. So I did some Googling, and this came out 4 years before the Armani one, so Armani could have copied the scent. Again, it could be the Dolce & Gabbana one, and I'm confusing it. Nonetheless, this is not my kind of scent. Well, it's nice. It doesn't make me excited to wear, so... Also, the scent lasted well. It was light, so it washed off easily with my shower. The website says citrus, aromatic, but I'm not exactly sure what aromatic means, and I could have Googled that, but I did not feel like it. I gave it a 6 out of 10 because I'm pretty certain it can be duped for less. Number 6. My original number 6 was Bergamot 22. My new number 6 is Fleur d'Oranger. Oranger. It's not Oranger. What? Fleur d'Oranger. My God. Don't ever ask me to take a language class. I will fail. My notes are as follows. Very fresh, very clean florals, not powdery at all. A nice citrus scent. The scent seemed to wear off after just 3 or 4 hours, but the spray on the sample wasn't very consistent, so I can't tell if it's the formula or I just didn't get enough product out of it. 6 out of 10. I'd rank it higher if it lasted longer. The top notes, citrus with white florals is a number 2, and I have to agree. I learned from these tests that I do like white florals if they are done right, and this one was done right. So I wore a couple of these, like my higher rated ones, a few more times after my testing was done, because I finished testing last Friday, so I had Saturday, Sunday, today, and yesterday to test some more of these. And I will say, when I rank them saying like they wore off, I truly think it is the sprayer, because I found this little infographic that tells you like how long a fragrance, it tells you how long a fragrance should be lasting based on like what type of fragrance it is. So because this is, now I gotta look at me prepared. So this is a Eau de Parfum. I know, embarrassing. The last is supposed to be 4 to 5 hours. It's a 10 to 20% concentration, and I do find that that is accurate. I just think the sprayers are not giving out enough product on these bottles to really have seen that in my testing. So if in the little samples I mentioned, oh, this wore off really quickly, I don't think I was even getting a full spray, because I did full sprays of my top 2 favorite scents, like 1 spray on each arm and 1 on the neck. And it stayed on my clothes. It stays on my body as long as it should. The clothes, like I have a shirt from Saturday, today is Tuesday, that still smells like the fragrance. So I truly think it is the sprayer of the samples. So keep that in mind if you do order samples. Number 5. My original number 5 was Jasmine 17. My new number 5 is Jasmine 17. So, as you can see, I liked it enough. It didn't move. My notes are as follows. Very clean, light, warm with some lemon, ? Or maybe jasmine smells like citrus. But it oddly also smells like corn taco shells. I'll come back to that. It somehow works. We'll see how it goes. So, at first smell, it did smell like very sweet corn taco shells, which was kind of weird. That smell did go away. The smell is still very nice 5 hours later. However, it is very light. My mom said she could still smell it, so I might just be nose blind. I really enjoy the scent. It settled into warm, light, and clean. I can't really give more than that. It doesn't smell like a typical floral at all, but I like that. I am being a little more harsh on these than I would say other brands just because of the price difference. And this is me mentioning how like it seemed to wear off after 4 hours, but based on the little infographic, that seems like the wear time it should be. The scent was totally gone when I got ready for bed 10-ish hours after application. 8 out of 10. I did not write down the notes from that website on this one for some reason. I can assure you that it is not corn shells. Oh, actually, no, it is white florals and citrus for the top notes. So I was correct. Number 4. My original number 4 was Rose 31, and my new number 4 is Tonka 25. My notes are, this smells like the inside of Lush. If you've ever been into one, I don't need to say anymore. If you haven't been into one, it's warm, a little bit of spice, sweet, and a dark, hearty scent. Very nice. After some time, it dried down to a nice woody warm scent. Dark. I really enjoy this. This smells like something else I've smelled, but I'm not sure what. I'll smell my perfumes to see if it's something I own or not. It is not, but we'll get to what it is that was so familiar to me. So the website said musky, woody, vanilla, amber, powdery. I didn't really get powdery on me. Or if it did, it's not powdery how I know it. I might just not have an accurate description of powdery, but I did not see it as powdery how, like, the Labdanum one. In the comments, someone says that this is a more refined version of Lush's Twilight Body Spray. So I nailed it on the head when I said it smelled like Lush. And why it smells so familiar to me is the Twilight / Sleepy scent is my favorite scent from Lush, so this is why I thought it smelled like something I own. Now, the reason that this is number 4 and not higher is just because there are other options if I want this scent at a different price point. Like, you could get the body spray from Lush or any of those products and get the scent, and they're significantly cheaper. So for that, I personally couldn't rank it higher because it wasn't particularly unique. Despite the fact that I liked it a lot, it isn't something that I couldn't replicate for a cheaper price. So that's why it stays there. I'm not saying I wouldn't ever purchase it, but, you know, I do have other options, as do you, if that's a smell that you like. Number 3. My original number 3 was Ambra at 9. So you saw that took a pretty mighty fall. My new number 3 is Vetiver 46. My notes. The smell is really nice. Woodsy, very warm, leaning masculine. I'm a little worried this is going to be like yesterday and disappear. LOL. I forget which one was before this. I think the Fleur d'Oranger. The scent lasted quite well. It's very warm and cozy, masculine, but with a hint of sweetness, 9 out of 10. The notes are woody, amber, fresh, spicy, warm, spicy, and I think I got all of that. I'm learning. So, I noticed when I looked on this website for like fragrances I really enjoy, my warm ones all have vetiver in them, so it's not at all surprising that I like this one so much. I don't necessarily need a vetiver fragrance, but I do really, really like this one, so that's why I set number 3, because a lot of my other fragrances have vetiver, so I wouldn't like die without it, and it was unique, but it wasn't something that was so unique I had to have it like my top 2 options, but it is an option in the future if I want to pick it up. I definitely would be happy to have it. Now we are into the top 2. My original number 2 was Tonka 25, so we did that. And my new number 2 is Rose 31, which is surprising because in my first video I mentioned I don't really like rose scents on me, and I generally don't. I'm actually wearing it right now, and big fan. So my notes are lovely, real rose scent. Warm, settled in nicely, totally vanished by the end of the day, which, as we've seen from the infographic, totally expected. 9 out of 10. The website says woody rose, fresh, spicy, and I for sure got all of this. I truly enjoyed the scent. Like I said, I'm wearing it today. This one and my number 1 I've alternated wearing since my testing. And it says a possible dupe, but says it's slightly more masculine, is Jo Malone, Velvet Rose, and Oud. I have not smelled that yet, but I thought I would put that out there because for the same size bottle, the 1.7 ounce, it is like $60 cheaper, I think. So that is worth checking out if you're interested but want to save some money, or maybe you want something more masculine leaning. Like I said, that was just what someone had mentioned. I'm not sure how accurate that is. This is one that I'm very interested in picking up for myself. And now number 1. My original number 1 was Santel 33, and of course my new number 1 is Santel 33. You saw my reaction in the first video. It would have been really surprising if it wasn't that good on my skin. My notes are warm, smoky leather. It settles into warm, smoky leather, settling more into the smoky leather. A hair of sweetness. So for me, it definitely like really leans into that leather smell. When I smelled it on my shirt from over the weekend, it did have more of the tobacco scent than the leather, but both I very much enjoy, so I'm okay with either. I know some comments had people saying it was like smelled like dill pickles, and I will say when I first applied it, I did get a cucumber scent, which someone said could have been the cardamom, but I did not get dill. I really think it's all about body chemistry, which is why I really stress testing these. But the rest of my notes, as it dried down, it got more like a creamy sweet. The website says woody, powdery, leather, warm, spicy. And then I said, do I just not know what powdery smells like? This one I definitely recommend trying because you might have the unfortunate dill pickle situation. Thankfully I do not. But when I got that real light cucumber scent, I understand how some people probably got pickle. So really test it to see how it works with your body chemistry. So let's get down to my final thoughts and if I think Labo, I almost pronounced the butt perfume, Labo is worth it or not. So I think this is both a yes and a no, and I'm going to break down why, but it really comes down to personal preferences and where you like to spend your money. So for me, this is an easy yes. I found some incredibly unique fragrances that were high quality while the tester sprayers were not. The scents were, they definitely smelled luxurious, which is what I want. What I want out of a fragrance is I definitely want to smell sophisticated, but not have too much of a what is called salage, which is like the throw of a perfume. So if you have like the desire to walk into a room and everyone just like can breathe you in, you really make a statement to their senses, I'm not quite sure that this fragrance house would be what you're looking for, because I don't think, at least of the ones I tested, none of them are that strong. Although I will say I can't 100% say that in a fuller size bottle with a better sprayer, you would not get that reaction. But at least out of the testers, I was not getting something that really projected into a room. I will also point out that I think the average consumer is used to more of a cologne, or I'm drawing a blank on the other one that I can't pronounce, but they're used to a fragrance with higher alcohol content, less perfume oil content, and so for them it is stronger and lasts longer, or it seems to last longer. So if that's something you're used to, this could either feel like a waste of money or it doesn't give you exactly what you're looking for, and that's fine. You don't have to spend a ton on fragrance to find something that you enjoy. However, if you are looking for something that's very grown up, sophisticated, mature, and that almost just like smells luxurious and expensive, I think the Labo definitely delivers on that. These things just smell like sensual, they smell sexy, they smell just very adult, and those are the things that I look for. I want someone to basically be confused that I smell so luxurious, but I haven't had my hair professionally cut in like 8 years. I'm not casting too far to where it might be overwhelming, and also I'm not someone who really wants to converse with strangers, so if I can avoid people coming up to me and like asking me questions and making me uncomfortable, like that would be great. I very much like my fragrances to be like kind of intimate, to where you have to be kind of close to me to really pick up on the scent. If that's something that you're interested in, yes, I do recommend the Labo. But if you're looking for something that won't break the bank, you're not going to be afraid to reapply if it does wear off and not be like, oh God, what if I run out? It's so expensive. And if you just want different scent profiles, you're not looking for luxury, then I'm sure you could find similar dupes for these scents that are more your speed and a lot more affordable. When I first was writing my notes and going through this, I almost kind of thought that maybe this is like a gimmick. I think the aesthetic is part of it, and I definitely think the aesthetic plays into the price a little bit. However, seeing that it is such a high concentration of like the scent oil, you're paying for an actual parfum. For me, I see where the price comes from. Yes, you are paying for the aesthetic, but you're also paying for a higher concentration of oil. And they are like fresh batch, etc., which to some people might be a gimmick. Maybe you just don't care. Maybe you don't like the aesthetic. Then I definitely recommend looking on some websites, which I'll try to find like dupe websites and link them in the description box. But definitely, like I said, like the Tonka one, that Lush scent is a option. The Potential Jo Malone, which it isn't a huge savings, but it is a savings. So I think it really comes down to what you're looking for out of a fragrance. I don't think Le Labo is a great place to start if you aren't far enough into fragrance to really hammer out the things you like. I am by no means an expert on fragrance, but I have been experimenting with more luxury fragrance for multiple years now. So I've been able to really hammer out the things that I want from them and figuring out where to seek them out. There are plenty of people who don't like Le Labo, who are really into fragrance, who have other alternatives or things they like more, and I really think it comes down to personal preference. So is it worth it? I think if you're very interested in the brand, it is worth either visiting a physical location if you're near one, or ordering some samples to see how you feel about it. If any of the scents you're interested in smell good on you, because like we saw in some of mine, just because they smelled good on paper does not mean they smell good on you. I definitely think if you're very interested in the company, you're interested in the description of the scents, you're interested in the aesthetic, you're interested in the, fresh made, high concentration, etc., it's worth giving a try in some capacity. But I will preface that, well, it's not prefacing, Sam, what are you talking about? I will just use a disclaimer and say, do not go in this blind and just buy a full-size bottle. Even the half ounce, that's $88. Don't do that, because I think fragrance is so personal that even though I rave about Santel 33 and in my mind I'm like, I want the candle, I want the body wash, I want the lotion, you could hate it. It could smell terrible on you. It doesn't work with your body chemistry. So I really, really stress that for something this luxurious, find a way to try it first if you are interested. And for everyone else who is concerned about, you really want to smell nice, but this is out of your budget, I promise you there are other options with other notes. And like I said, I will link things in the description that will help you figure out something similar that is not going to break the bank, because you do not have to spend $198 on a bottle of perfume to smell luxurious. You just don't. And, you know, some of my favorite luxurious perfumes are just the 1 ounce of Jo Malone that are $78, which I know is still expensive, but a lot of decent perfumes and colognes are in the $60, $70-ish range, but there are sales, there are samples, there are roller balls that are cheaper. So don't stress yourself out thinking to smell the way Sam described her scents, I have to buy the Labo, because that is not true at all. This is just me being interested in a very luxury brand and curious if they had a leg to stand on in charging what they do. Was it a scam? Is it a gimmick? Is it all aesthetic? And I would say a portion of it is. Yes, some of it is those things, but I truly do think that they can. And it isn't completely out of line or overpriced, I guess. And when you get into luxury cosmetics, whether it's fragrance or makeup or whatever, sometimes it isn't worth it. Sometimes it truly is just you're paying for the name. And I don't think that's what's happening here, but this is also just my personal opinion. And you could totally disagree, which friends can disagree and still love each other. So these are my final thoughts. A long story short, is the Labo worth it? That depends on what you want out of a fragrance. My answer is both yes and no. My plans are, I will definitely be picking up in the future some size of Santel 33 and a size of Rose 31. And if I get those, enjoy them. Maybe I add Vetiver and Tonka. We'll see. Maybe I give Fleur d'Oranger another try. I don't know. I still have plenty of my samples left. Number 6 forward I will continue to use, and we'll see how many of those I collect over time. But those are my thoughts. I do have a little sneak peek of something in the future. So they have a cities collection, and every year in August and September, they bring them onto their website for everyone to purchase. They have a discovery set. I will probably buy that because I want to smell all of them. They all smell like, they all sound like they smell really good, but I can't get that till August. So when that happens, I will be testing those as well. And you can only buy the bottles of those online in September, or else you have to visit the city. And some of the cities are in other countries, so that's not doable. My Labo videos aren't quite done. We have another one, but in that next one, I'm going to film all of this stuff and just make it one video, because I don't know how interested anyone is in multiple videos of fragrance. Let me know in the comments if you want more fragrance videos, actually, but fragrance is something I very much enjoy, because even when I'm stuck in bed feeling like crap, I can use a spritz of perfume and it cheers me up. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If there's a fragrance you think I would like based on my rankings here, please let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time.